Masters. It's the highest rank one can achieve in Street Fighter 6. By this point, most of your favorite players, streamers, and content creators have already attained it. It's these small feats of strength that remind us why we call those at the top of our scene gods. These incomprehensible grinds that are unbelievably long, but time and time again, they show us that hard work prevails. But on this side of the internet, on this channel that I am so very proud to call mine, I want to bring you back down to earth. I want to humanize the grind, make it a little bit more relatable, but most of all, find out what it really takes to become a master rank player myself. In this series of mine, we're going to talk about the things that I'm learning on the grind, the big things, the small things, the details that fall in between, things that people aren't going to take the time to teach you. We're going to talk about how I'm feeling, if I'm happy, if I'm sad, if I'm hopeless. We're going to talk about everything because I feel like my strengths don't lie in making super well-edited guides with motion graphics and crazy things or silent replays for people to learn from. My strengths lie in being an honest fucking human being. And I mean, you guys are the judge of that at the end of the day, but I think that method of teaching resonates with some people. And whether you come here to learn and be taught or whether you come here to just be entertained, I hope that you can take something away from it, whether it's a laugh or a lesson. But that's enough of an introduction. Let's get started. Yesterday was my first big day on Ranked. I hopped on, I went to my fighting grounds, and I queued up. And things started out less than stellar. You see, I ran into my first DJ ever. Now, I don't think DJ is the best character in the game at all. I don't think anybody is the best. The game's been out like 3 days. But when you don't know what the hell he has, he's very difficult to understand. He's got these feints. He's got these crazy little sway moves. He does this jump. You might see it in a second here, where he, you know, can change his trajectory almost, and if you don't anti-air him, he'll come down with his little knee and it'll screw you up. He has some buttons that are plus that I didn't know about, like stand medium punch, and he also has this little like fake overhead kick, and this guy was really good at using it. He's also very good at using the sweep there that caught me walking forward every single time. Needless to say, it was rough, and I lost 2-0. In fact, I had lost a couple games already by this point, and I was feeling pretty hopeless. I remember messaging the group chat of my friends and saying, guys, I think my rank is inflated. Like, I think I'm way too high. I shouldn't be up here, and I'm really struggling. Because I had placed in Plat 3, and then I got demoted down to Plat 2, and I was bouncing in between, and things just weren't looking too good. But then I got some advice from one of my friends, one of my mentors, if you will, in which he said, if you just walk around a lot of the time, they will eventually just do things that are super negative, or they'll whiff a huge button, or they'll jump. You can do that, just poke sometimes, get a command grab in or two, you'll probably win, because the people that I'm kind of playing at my level aren't always playing footsies with me. A lot of the time they're just doing things, right? Because the game's been out so little, people don't really understand it yet. We're just trying things, and you're often just getting hit. I'm often just getting hit by special moves or like stray pokes. I'm just walking into them. And so I took that advice to heart, I implemented it, and things got way better. Let's check out this match against Marissa, for example. I'll leave the frame data on so we can both kind of learn from it. Little stand heavy kick. Get a nice whiff punish right here. I don't... There's a much more optimal combo that I learned after this, but you can do stand heavy kick, and if it does the little crush counter looking thing there, or punish counter, you can do crouch medium punch, drive rush, crouch medium punch, back heavy punch, and then cancel into the hit grab. I just wasn't ready for it there. See what I was talking about though? He's just whiffing these big old buttons. Because again, Marissa is, of course, does a lot of damage, has a ton of armor, but she is slow, and her buttons seem very whiff punishable. At least the mediums and the heavies. I'm not really sure about the lights. I really like her costume, though. This Marissa costume is really good. Little random sweep. Gotta keep them on their toes. Again, there's that whiff. And you see I would punish with something a little bit different this time. I think Minon's, one of her strengths is that a lot of her buttons are good at whiff punishing. It's just about deciding which one you want to whiff punish with. I think normally if you want to spend drive gauge and get a big damage, you can do crouch medium punch, drive rush. Otherwise, stand heavy punch or stand medium punch, stand light kick, or stand medium kick target combo is very good. It vacuums them in, and you can pretty much do whatever you want with them from there. Using burnout here, I don't really like. I know the advantages that you get for having them in burnout, but I don't really know how to use it to my full advantage yet, you know? Because some characters like Luke in the beta and in the demo had like an infinite if you put them in burnout. So I don't know if Manon has any crazy stuff like that. It's something to lab and something to figure out. But as you can see, things were looking up from the earlier session. I went on about an 8 win streak. I think I might still have this win streak right now. And at some point, I changed my name to Drew because I was trying to figure out if you needed unique names in this game or not. And apparently you don't. Now, I want to take a look at least one game against this Guile player because he was either an old man who played Guile in 1992 or he's an old soul because he played Guile like a turtle, you know? He played traditional Guile, I like to call it, where he played super slow. He loved relying on the fireball, and he would throw them until I realized that you could parry, right? I completely forgot about parry as an option to deal with fireball, and when I started using it a lot more, he stopped throwing them and he started playing a little bit different. You could tell he was getting uncomfortable, and I feel like I took advantage of that very well. This first round is actually a timeout, my first timeout in Street Fighter 6. You can see here, I'm almost, even me, somebody who plays kind of patient, I would say, kind of lame, was almost at a loss for a little while. Until I realized, oh hey, I'm playing a grappler for 1. 2, I have Drive Rush and Drive Impact. I can close the gap against somebody who isn't going to do much against me pretty quickly and pressure them. Also, take a look at this little thing that I learned. I'm +1 right there. Isn't that cool? Look at this. I'll show it again. This little throw, Drive Rush, Heavy Punch, +1. Pretty good. You can do Drive Rush, Crouch Medium Punch too and confirm it. I mean, you can confirm the stand Heavy Punch too, but I was just saying if you want a combo off of something, you can do Crouch Medium Punch there as well. I love her stand Heavy Punch so much. It's one of my favorite buttons in the game. It's so satisfying when it hits. You see me, I'm trying to claw away at him, but he's not biting. He's really not deviating from any game plan. And I have yet to command grab him. I think here, sometime soon, I start closing the gap and just randomly throwing some command grabs in there. It's a very frustrating playstyle to play against if your goal is to like rush him down. But I think this game doesn't lend super well to this playstyle. Just because of how much drive gauge you lose, there it is. How much drive gauge you lose from playing like this, and how many things you need to react to if you're playing like this. I think your best friend, if you want to play like a turtley playstyle, needs to be drive parry because it'll give you drive gauge back for blocking. You just take a little bit of a risk because you can get thrown out of it, right? And you take a ton of damage. But you really need to incorporate drive parry a lot more if you're going to play like this, I think. You saw the timeout there too. I got 2 little Drive Rush command grabs because I knew he was just gonna sit there and take it basically. I start to remember there's drive parry right here. You saw it come out for a second. This got to be the longest set I've played in this game yet. Oh, I learned a really good wall splat combo yesterday as well. That isn't it, of course, but I'll show it to you guys tomorrow. It's really cool. It's like back heavy punch, twirl, kick, fucking juggle with the crescent kick into another hit grab. It's pretty awesome. This is by far my favorite character in the game, Manon. I don't think I'll play anybody else for now. Oh my goodness. Never mind, I hate her. I'll never play her again. I almost broke through it. There's a point, yeah, right here. He starts realizing that I'm not reacting to DI at all, and then I have to recalibrate my brain to look for it. Also, something to note, if you lose to Manon pressing a lot of heavy buttons, remember DI will beat her heavy kick and her heavy punch, right? She won't recover in time to DI back. That's all I got for you for episode 1. I hope you enjoy. This is kind of like a pilot episode. If it doesn't do too well, I probably won't continue it. We'll just move on to something else. And not every episode is going to be me recapping ranked matches. It's going to be like tutorials and stuff like that as well. I just want to put it all under kind of like one umbrella, I guess. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider subscribing, and I'll talk to you again very soon.